So the next question. A guy claims he's into me but is super closed off to me. I would say this is a proceed with caution question. Because one, to me, the fact that he's closed off, either to me it means that he's maybe like not really interested, or I'm hoping it's the second one, is that he's been like hurt before badly and like just kind of has a wall up. And so with time, I think that will come down. I don't know if you agree. I hope it's the second option, but there is a chance that it's the first option. So proceed with caution.
I don't know if I necessarily know like what you mean by like closed off. Like I feel like I would need more context to like answer that question better. But I think if he's like seeming like he's super into you, like you're super into him, maybe just bring it up and be like, oh, like just wanted to, you know, discuss this. Like you don't need to like make it a super big deal, but just, you know, maybe talk about like, okay, like I'm feeling this type of way. Like I think it's good to have that communication and keep it open with it if that's something you're comfortable with. If you like are having an issue with it, because if you're in your head about it, it's better just to talk about it than stay in your head about it.
No, I agree. Okay, the next question. Love this original ass question. Selecting the ripest watermelon. Do you slap it or do you have another preferred method?
You gotta slap that shit.
To be honest, I shake it next to my ear, which is, really? I don't know if that tells me anything.
What if you dropped it?
Well, then I drop it. Then that sucks.
In the middle of pick and save.
I would love to see the look on the produce guy's face as I drop this watermelon.
I feel like you have to slap it. I don't know what other ways are there. Respond to that. Respond to my question. What are the other ways? Yeah, I'd love to know.
I'd love to know. Because am I doing it wrong? I don't really know. I've also knocked on them. I don't know if that's a good way.
Oh, the same thing as slapping, just a little more polite.
Yeah. Hello. You're not trying to abuse the watermelon. We all know
that sound. Next caller.
Oh, shut up. Okay. Advice for dating in college. Is it worth it?
Oh, God. We went from a watermelon to this.
Yeah. Okay, this is kind of a...
Maddie might not be the right person to answer this.
I might not be the right person to answer this. This is an onion question because contrary to popular belief, I haven't, like, had a boyfriend in college, but I've definitely had where you're exclusive to each other, which I will absolutely never do again.
We can do a whole podcast on exclusivity.
I will, because this is a hot topic to me. I will never do that again. So to me, I think that a lot of, like, boys in college want to be exclusive to you, but don't want to date you, and that is such a gray area because technically they're not cheating on you, but they are, but they aren't, like, and it's fucked me over every time I've been in something like this. So to me, I think that it can be worth it for the right person. However, to be honest, one of my biggest fears, so a reason I haven't really been, like, super into having a relationship in college is, like, I don't want to meet someone right away and, like, then be dating them and marry them and have no experience, like, knowing what I want. I want to pick, like, the best suitor possible.
That's fair.
So, to me, I think that college is your time to, like, do that. I mean, when in life do you get to, like, fuck around, make all these mistakes, and, like, not really be held accountable to them? Like, well, to some level you are, but...
I was like, okay.
You're supposed to be...
I'll hold you accountable.
Yeah, you're supposed to be meeting new people, having new experiences, so I honestly don't really recommend having a boyfriend in college, but also, I mean, if you meet the love of your life, you meet the love of your life. So don't, like, completely shut down, but I wouldn't just, like, get locked down for just anyone.
Yeah, I have a little bit of a different perspective on that since I have dated someone in college. Like, I definitely do regret, like, some of the time that I don't know. I try not to regret anything because obviously at that time I was making that decision for a reason, but I do wish that I had spent some more time, like, with my friends and not, like, you know, so back and forth between seeing them and stuff like that. Like, I wish I had, you know, and that's something I've definitely learned from that. Like, I will never, this is just a life lesson, but I will never choose a man over my friends. Like, that's something I've learned so much from that. And I think that's a mistake a lot of people make in college because it's really, you know, you're able to stay at this person's, like, apartment or whatever place that they're at. And you just have so much more freedom to date and do that kind of stuff. But it also, like, comes with more of a responsibility with it, if I could, for lack of a better explanation. Like, I think that it's super easy to get caught up in, like, in your relationship and kind of forget about what's going on around you. And I definitely regret doing that, but I definitely don't regret, like, you know, being in a relationship because I learned so much about myself during that time. So.
What an eloquent answer. Love that.
And then there's Maddie, like, I don't recommend it.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so how do you move on from a toxic guy and relationship?
Oh,
well,
do you want me to take
this is
one?
A great question for me.
Oh, you got it. We both got it.
First, you cry. It's natural to cry. I love crying. I don't know.
It's healthy.
Hot take, but I love crying. It feels great. I feel immaculate after. First, I think you just need to cry and allow yourself to feel the pain. Second, you need to just kind of analyze. What went wrong? What did I do? What did they do? How do you prevent it from happening again?
Sometimes it's hard to look at yourself and be like, what did I do wrong? Because it's so easy to blame the other person, but it's a really important thing to do.
And a lot of times with, like, toxic guys, you might not have caused it, but I also think that you, like, allow it to keep happening. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's where I say, like, what did you do? Like, you should have noticed the red flags quicker.
It is hard in,
it's not easy.
In certain situations, like, to notice them because you're so, like, head over heels, like, in love with this person, really just over the moon for them, but it's hard to see those. But when you look back, you're like, oh, wow, like, I missed all of these. It's
crystal clear, yeah.
And it helps you learn for your next relationship.
Right. As to moving on, honestly, I think the only way you're going to move on is to actually start talking to someone else. I mean, allow your time to, like, start grieving and, like, coping, but I think you need to be out there to, like, talk to new people because I think it helps you realize, like, wow, there's other people out here, there's good, great guys, there's even better guys, like, he wasn't shit. Yeah. So even if you're not, like, actually going to look for someone to date, I think it's good to just, like, start talking to other guys and you're like, oh, cool.
Definitely.
Yeah. Other men exist.
There was a guy that I dated that was really, really horrible to me, like very emotionally abusive. Like, I'm not going to get into all those details, but that could be a different episode. Yeah. But very, like, just a horrible person to me, and really just, like, I'm a very confident person, very, like, happy person, and he really just, like, dragged me down and took a lot out of me. And getting out of that relationship, like, it was hard. Like, I'm not going to lie, like, there was times that I went back to him because I totally think, like, that's a very natural reaction when you're in that relationship. You're with that person for, like, extended period of time, and that's what you're comfortable with. And it was hard. Like, I had to push myself last summer to, like, really start going on, different dates, like, meeting other people, and I was so scared because I was like, oh my God, like, I can never talk to another guy again because this was just horrible. But you really just, I totally agree with Maddie. Take that time for yourself and really think about, like, okay, like, what went wrong? Like, what can I do to prevent this? And then really putting yourself back out there. I know it's so scary, but you have to do it. Like, one step at a time. It can literally just be as simple as, like, going on a dating app and just talking to people online. Like, not actually talking to people in person. Don't go on a date until you're ready, but I think that's what really helped me.
Yeah, I would agree.
And relying on your friends. And, like I mentioned earlier, like, I definitely put some of my friends on the back burner, and that's totally something I regret. But reaching back out to them, really rekindling those friendships is something that's also super important, and it can help you with your recovery process in that.
Mm-hmm. All right, so as we are running out the clock, our last question here. Do girls actually like guys who are just assheads?
Shout out to Michael. Thank you for answering
Stop shouting out all these men. Like, you're giving them so much clout.
Michael, thank you for answering this question, or for asking this question. You're great. Go ahead, Maddie.
I don't really know what you mean by assheads, but I'm just going to take it as what I assume. So, you know what? I think that they're really fun. I think that guys who are assheads tend to have, like, big personalities, and they tend to, like, really be funny.
You could really refer to us as assheads.
You could. As I was explaining this, I was like, oh,
I was like, wait,
sounds like me.
That really could be us.
Yeah, so I don't really know. I tend to be, like, attracted to the asshead type because, you know what? They're funny. They chirp you back. You're intrigued. A lot of flavor. They have a big personality. But the long-term game is that they're just not going to be good for you, They will fuck you over.
Yeah. No doubt.
The nice guy... No question. The nice guy may not be able to chirp you back, but you know what? He'll show up.
Oh,
that one hurt.
Crickets. That one really just hit my soul a different type of way.
No, I just mean, like, honestly, while this question is, like, we're taking this as a joke, truly, like, they might be the entertaining, flashy ones at the time. But if you're actually looking for something serious...
Yeah, it kind of depends on what you're looking for, I guess, is our answer. But I think it can be, like, fun to a certain extent. And I think everyone, like... You can still be an asshead and be a nice guy.
Well, I also think that, no shit, girls like assheads. Like, those tend to fall in the fuckboy column. And obviously girls aren't, like, intrigued by that. They like that. Doesn't mean they're actually gonna...
But it's usually the ones that are, like, more fun. So, I don't know. Take that as you will, Michael.
Take that as you will. I mean, honestly, I'm probably gonna get some shade for that. And people are going to tell me that's not true. But anyway, so that has been our podcast. I cannot believe this is literally an hour. Anywho, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for all your questions and for all the love on my last podcast. It really means a lot.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah, chef's kiss. Pillsbury Doughboy. Mwah!
Oh my
Just
God.
for all of you. Thank you so much. Can't wait to talk to you all next week.
We'll see you too.
Yeah, we'll see you. Anyway, love you all. Have a great week.
Next
and
caller.
Next caller, bitch.
Stop calling me a bitch. Cause you ain't talking about nothing, bitch.